Recruiter here to review your resumes. The resume we have up first is a software engineer who specializes in full stack. But this person has stated that they've only gotten a single interview since October 2024. So that's almost 2 years with only one interview. So something is critically wrong with this resume. And I'm going to find out what it is. So what do we need for a software engineer full stack? We need degree, TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, which you really need. If you do not have TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS in the first line, you are probably going to get rejected. It is that critical. Almost every single job is requiring TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. Now, some of them only do TypeScript, some of them require JavaScript, HTML, CSS, some of them require all of them. So the best thing to do is just put all of them in the first line because that is what they need. So then we need RESTful APIs or REST APIs, SQL, any cloud, AWS, GCP, Azure, backend, Python, C#, .NET, Java, React, React.js, Angular, Node.js, Vue.js, DevOps, CI/CD, Agile, Git, and a bonus credit for the rest of that stuff. So let's find out what's wrong with this resume because something is critically wrong. Recruiters only have 20 seconds to find what we need. So let's see what I can and cannot find in 20 seconds and go. Okay. No, this doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. This does matter. Architected RESTful microservice using C#.NET, AWS to ensure reliability, architectural patterns, optimization. No, that doesn't matter. That's a keyword, not a qualification. AWS using Lambda. No, no, irrelevant. And time. That is it. Okay, so I kind of know, well, I do know what is wrong with this resume. Also, before we dig into it, I just want to let everybody know I do more than tech resumes, but right now the tech market is... So most of the resumes that are sent to me are tech, primarily full stack. So what is good and bad with this? Well, there's a couple of critical issues, and one is there is no location. When you are applying to a job, you 1,000% need to put your location. Now, obviously for remote roles, this is not as relevant, but if you do not put your location in your resume, they are going to reject you. In fact, I'm going to take that back. Even for remote jobs, you need to put your location. Now, it's possible they just scrubbed it out before giving it to me, which is, that's good because you don't want to dox yourself on this. I won't review your resume if you dox yourself. But for your real resume, you need to put your location. If you do not put your location, it's going to be a rejection. Now, why is it going to be a rejection? Well, one of the reasons is if you are in Alaska and you're applying to a role in California, they're not going to move forward with you. And you may say, now, hold on, I'm open to relocation. Well, open to relo is a giant red flag to most hiring teams. You do not ever want to put open to relo. The other reason, and this is if it was a remote job, is they need to know that you're in the country you're applying to. If you're in, let's say, Canada and you're applying to the United States, that means there's going to be a visa issue, and that can matter. So even for a remote role, they want to know. And in this, I don't see anything that would give me any type of location where you are. And you really want to put it here. So this is the format that I recommend everybody use for their resume. This is good for every single person except for high level directors. We're talking like 25 years experience or job hoppers. But from accountants to software engineers, you need this format. And your location should be here. This is how you do it. The link is in the description below. So this is the formatting you want. But it's also possible that you are looking to relocate. So what you want to do if you are planning on relocating is for each location that you're applying to, you need to change your resume. And right under here, where I'm putting this in, you need to put moving to X by Y date, can move earlier if needed. Because that shows that you are already going to move. Because otherwise, relo is a red flag. But if you show you're already moving by a certain date, they will move forward with you. So that's one of the reasons this resume is probably having an issue. The other one is just that it's bad. So I don't need your coursework. Coursework is irrelevant. Once you graduate with your master's, you can delete your bachelor's, but since you haven't graduated with it yet, you should keep your bachelor's. The reason you want to delete the bachelor's over the master's is if your bachelor's or master's is in the same industry as your PhD or master's, then you delete it. If it's in a different industry, then you keep it. So since these are both computer engineering ones, you only need one of them, but that is only when you graduate. So right now have both of them. Second, your first sentence is a bunch of keywords, and recruiters are not keyword hunting. We are qualification hunting. So there is a big difference between the two. If we were keyword hunting, guess what? This skill section would be everything I need, because guess what? Everything I have is right there. Unfortunately, again, we are not keyword hunting. So what is a keyword in the first place? A keyword is just what the hiring team needs, right? TypeScript is a keyword. SQL is a keyword. Any type of cloud is a keyword. It's something that the manager tells us that they need. This is a hard requirement that you need to do the job. So that is a keyword. What a qualification is a keyword plus how you used it, plus the non-technical business reasons you used it, plus where you used it. And if it's not what, how, why, where, it does not count and should not be in your resume, with the exception of degree and years of experience. So while this has a lot of keywords, it does not tell me really how you did it, nor the non-technical reasons. What is architected a RESTful blah 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 service ensuring reliability through patterns and SQL optimization? Built user interface using blank. That has nothing to do with what I'm looking for, even though it has the right keywords. I need to see the non-technical reasons you did it. I need to see that. Down here, implemented AWS data pipelines using hot dog. So this person also stated that this is their software engineer / data engineering role, resume. And that is also why they're failing. A resume is a job title specific document. If you try to make your full stack software engineer resume combined with Python backend, or weirdly enough, a pure front end role, you will fail. Your resume needs to be tailored to a job title, not the job itself, a job title. So this being a software engineer full stack is a title, and data engineering one, which is a title, combined to create garbage. So do not combine your resume with multiple titles, because I don't need AWS pipelines and Lambda and Glue and Ingest and ETL or OpenAI or AI chatbot. I would if I was looking for a data engineer, but I'm not. I'm looking for a software engineer. So you need to be specific. So yes, I totally lost my train of thought there, but that is another of the so this is why this person is not getting any interviews. And the reason you don't want to combine your resume is a lot of people fill their resume with hot dogs, and most of this is a hot dog. And what a hot dog is imagine you're hungry, you go to a restaurant, you say, I just want a hamburger. The waiter says just a hamburger, you say just a hamburger. So you go to the restaurant, they bring you back a hot dog, and they say, here is your hamburger. And you say, excuse me, I wanted a hamburger. This is a hot dog. And they say, no. This is what you wanted. A hot dog has meat just like a hamburger. A hot dog has buns just like a hamburger. And a hot dog can't have the condiments that a hamburger can have. So when you said you wanted a hamburger, what you really meant was this hot dog. You would walk away without paying because they're gaslighting you. And that is the exact same thing here. Data pipeline, S3, Lambda, Glue, hot dogs. ETL, hot dogs. Into the product UI, hot dogs. User support time, hot dogs. Let's see, iPad app to visualize data, hot dogs. ETL data pipelines, BI, hot dogs. So this is why this person has only gotten a single interview in, well, nearly 2 years. Is A, their location is not on there. B, they have no description of how they did what they did, so they have no qualifications. I don't see a single qualification besides degree in this entire resume, because remember, keywords are not qualifications, and this has 0 qualifications. And this resume is filled with hot dogs. And that is why this resume stinks. That is why they're getting rejected left and right. So they're going to need to take this resume, split it in half, one for data engineer, one for full stack. And they're going to need to rewrite all of it because I can't use anything here. If I gave this to the manager, they decline it instantly. Like, that's the thing that I think people misunderstand about recruiters, is they think we enjoy rejecting stuff. We don't. Our goal is to find a qualified candidate to the manager. And if we present this type of resume to the manager will doubt our competency. So you really, really, really need to make your resume with qualifications, not keywords. So before we go to the next resume, I just want to thank everybody watching, and to all my members. They get access to videos a little bit early. Thank you very much for supporting this channel. If you want, you can be a member in the link below. But again, thank you very much for your support. I appreciate it. And if you ever need more help, you can always join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter and right here on YouTube. But let's go to the next resume. This is an AI engineer resume. This person's resume is bad, but not the worst ever. They get about 1 in 100 applications. So this is a person whose resume could definitely use some improvements, but it's not a completely destroy it and start again. There's probably some stuff that's salvageable. So what do we need for an AI engineer? We need quite a lot. We need degree, a back-end language, but Python is preferred, ML, LLMs, any of the clouds that you've built stuff in production, agentic systems or multi-agent, agentic coding, so Claude Open, AI Codex, Cursor, frameworks, so LangGraph or LangChain, Google ADK, OpenAI Agent SDK, that you can communicate technical details to a non-technical audience. That is huge. You need to be able to explain to somebody that cannot turn on their monitor why your AI program can and cannot do something. Then MLOps, so AI, that should be a comma. MLOps, AI architecture, AI orchestration, and then rare, but I did see it in some jobs, is industry SQL, RAG, Git, and then NumPy, PyTorch, and all that other stuff. So that is what we need. I need 75% of that, and I'm expecting to find a little bit, but not a ton. So 20 seconds is on the clock, and go. This doesn't count. Where's your degree? Okay, bachelor's. Good. Okay. Built a production agentic customer support for a trading platform. Okay, good. And industry. LangGraph for stateful orchestration. Retrieve knowledge. Humans automate inbounds. Okay. Little too technical. Fine tune this. Mostly doesn't matter. Hot dogs. Time. This is mostly bad formatting, and your bullet points are bad, but they're not the worst. This is, yeah. Yeah, I need, like, your formatting is atrocious. This is a case of where, like, if your formatting, you fixed it to just my formatting, you would probably get a 1 in maybe 50 to a 1 in 75. Because these bullet points are not the worst ever. They're a little too technical, and you don't fully describe the non-technical why, but you do a little bit. And you have the right stuff, but your formatting is atrocious, bro. So remember, no, needs to look like this. And then we go down to the bullet points is built a production. Good. They like seeing that. That's production, right? Build stuff in production. Agentic. Perfect. Customer support system for a trading platform. Awesome. Tells me the industry, which I do have on there. Using LangGraph, one of the things I'm looking for stateful dialogue. I don't know what that is, but you do mention orchestration. Agents autonomously routes intent. Again, this is too technical. Retrieves knowledge via RAG. LangChain is great, but you already mentioned LangGraph. But the point is, why do I care about Pinecone? That's a hot dog. And why do I care that you retrieved knowledge? And escalates to humans when needed. That's okay. And then automated this, which is a hot dog. So I need you to give me the non-technical why a little bit better, right? I'd rather you say built a... This part is perfect. I wouldn't change this part at all. So built that, keep this. Let's see, using RAG, LangChain, and AI or agentic orchestration so that our customers would have a knowledge base of support system and it would escalate to humans when needed or something. So again, I need a little bit more there. And then this to fine tune DeepSeek, don't care. That's a hot dog. On AWS, that's a hamburger, but I don't really care about SageMaker. I don't really care about Bedrock. I don't know what full observability is, nor why it matters, so it doesn't, and why this matters. Design, it should be past tense. A multi-agent good sales analytic platform. Okay, perfect. Using this. These should be commas. Don't put them in parentheses. Put them in commas. Where specialized agents interpret NL. What's NL? I don't know. You didn't tell me. Generate read-only SQLs. I mean, I want that, but why is it important? Executed this. I don't care about. Turn MATLAB. Eliminating BI dependency. Again, why was it important that you eliminated BI dependency? I don't know. You didn't tell me. So you need to tell me the non-technical reason. Built a scalable LLM. You repeated most of the stuff you have up here, so most of the keywords are off. But at least improving uptime is something that's semi-understandable. So you need to do a better non-technical why. The other thing I am missing is I don't see a single thing about how you communicated technical details to a non-technical audience. That is critical. Again, you are going to be, and I'm sure you've done this, you're going to be talking with people that don't know how to turn on their monitor. And you have to describe to them in simple terms what the AI can and cannot do. And if you start pulling out words like fine-tuned DeepSeek R1 via Clora on a AWS deployed to Bedrock, they're going to go bull and not care. So you're going to need to describe this in a simpler way, but this is, again, not a complete teardown. I like the basis of some of your sentences. You just really need to fix the format. Give me a little bit better non-technical wise, and give me some communicate technical details to a non-technical audience. And again, location and education up at the top. But I actually found most of what I needed in this. I don't even think the projects are mattering as much. So overall, it's not the worst. Next resume. This is a resume of a Java developer. So what do we need for a Java engineer? We need Java, Spring, Spring Boot, Maven, SDLC, SQL, RESTful API, REST APIs, microservices, CI/CD, object-oriented programming, OOP, Git, Linux, Unix, Agile, Scrum, Cloud Architecting Systems, Hibernate, Docker, Kubernetes, and rare but nice to have is full stack, DevOps, RabbitMQ, and AI. So this person states, been having about 1 to 2 recruiters reach out to me to LinkedIn per day. That is phenomenal. That is very good. I reviewed the resume once before, and this is the updated version. Their previous ratio was very bad, but not a lot. They've only applied to 20 and had no response. You need to apply to more than that. That 20 is not enough. 20 is not a high enough sample size. Your real ratio might be 1 in 5, or it might be 1 in 200, but 1 in 20 is not enough. Your goal should be to apply to about 50 jobs a week. Although if you're getting 2 people reaching out to you a day, then, whatever. That you may not need it. So 20 seconds on the clock. Let's see if they actually follow my advice. And go. This should be one line. Let's see. Owned and rewrote the Java Spring Boot pull request pipeline as the first Python native pipeline, delivering faster checks and easier debugging. Again, this is too technical. Hard and brittle. You already mentioned this. Deployed Java to Azure. You already mentioned this. Still too technical. And time. Yeah, I understand why this is not getting hits. Although, again, 1 in 20 is not high enough. You don't mention almost anything I need. So first off, it should be Java, comma, Spring, comma, or Spring Boot, comma, and then Azure, comma, DevOps. Because, again, if Java is different than JavaScript, which it is, Azure DevOps might be different than Azure and DevOps. So the fact that these are not separate is hurting your chances, because I am looking for DevOps. I'm not looking for Azure DevOps. I'm looking for Azure. I am not looking for Azure DevOps. So these need to be separate. And again, delivering 30% faster checks. Why do I care about that? Lower cloud costs. Okay, that's understandable to a layman. And easier debugging. I'm not sure I really care about that. So again, you don't have enough here. And then again, you already mentioned Azure DevOps up here. You don't need to mention it again. And broken REST APIs. Okay, that's fine. The deployed Java. You already mentioned Java. So the rule for mentioning it is the same keyword should not be duplicated in the same job. It is good to have Java here and here, right down here, but do not duplicate it in the same job. And then there's nothing else, because again, I don't know why I care about this. Why do I care about pattern for regression tests? I don't know. I don't. Ranked as the org's top contributor by merging pull request volume. Who cares? Used AI tools. Okay, maybe that's useful to build a dashboard that automated GitHub bin require. Why do I care about that? Again, I don't know why I care about any of this. This is filled with hot dogs. I see Java. I see Spring Boot. But you know what I don't see? I don't see SDLC. I don't see SQL. I don't see object-oriented programming. I don't see Git. I don't see Linux, Unix, Agile, Scrum. I don't see cloud. You gotta be singular. Azure DevOps does not count as cloud. Azure does. Azure DevOps doesn't. So I don't see cloud. I don't see architecting or systems work. I don't see Hibernate, Docker, Kubernetes, or Kafka. So I just don't see enough. So I'm understanding why this is not getting anything is because you followed my format mostly. This should be one line. But you know, the rest of it doesn't matter. Like this resume is filled with stuff that I don't need. So I'm going to need you to go back to the drawing board and have bullet points that actually matter, because right now, none of these almost matter at all. Like the first one is semi-okay. And you really, really want to use the acronym for this. Just say UNC, right? UNC. I don't need to know a Chapel Hill. Just say UNC. So it'd be BS in computer science with a second in mathematics from UNC. Status graduated. You should be able to fit this on one line. You may have to crunch in. Should be BS and CS is what you could do, but you should be able to fit it. But the bigger issue is just this stuff there's mostly nothing there. Like this is mostly a blank resume, so I just need more. Next resume. This is a resume of another full stack dev. So we already know what we need for this. This person has a 1 in 50, but which I don't actually know if I covered, but what happens is when I get people, how you can tell how good or bad your resume is the ratio. So for every 50 applications you send, you should be getting 1 interview. Although I will say that is in the US. If you are outside the US, there are less jobs, so your ratio should be a little bit higher than a 1 in 50, which is 50 applications to an interview. So this being 50 to 1 means this is probably closer to a US 1 in 100 maybe. So again, kind of like the last one, that there is stuff that is salvageable. There is stuff that does work, but we need to fix more things on it. So let's see what we can and cannot find in 20 seconds. It does look like they followed my formatting, which is good, but let's see. And go. Okay, good. I don't know if this matters. Build an internal platform used by staff to manage materials and inventory. Again, this is a non-technical ride, but this does not have the what, so there's nothing here that I can use. Develop reusable UI components in React and TypeScript using, I don't care about this, ensuring consistent design. Why does that matter? And time. So formatting wise, this is mostly good. Again, I don't think this is needed. I don't think this will move the needle at all. And then you have a problem that your first sentence is not a sentence I can use. There is nothing in here I can use to move you forward. But you can combine. Yeah, you've only been there for less than a year and you have 4, 5, 6, 7 bullet points. You need to move this down to 3 bullet points. But what you can do for this is take this bullet point and combine it with this bullet point and this bullet point and this bullet point. In fact, I would say your first full 4 bullet points need to be combined into one, because each of them does not have enough. Your goal needs to be, at a bare minimum, 3 keywords per sentence. This has 0. This has 2. This has 1.5. This has 1. This has 2. This has 0. This has 0. So, you know what I don't see? I don't see JavaScript, HTML, or CSS. I don't see SQL. I do see cloud, but again, I don't want S3. Also, I don't know why you bolded things. Don't bold these things. Bolding it makes it worse. I don't see a backend. I mean, you have .NET, so typically I've seen it as C#.NET, but I think .NET would be fine, so .NET is fine. I don't see React. I don't see React.js, Angular, Node.js, Vue.js. I don't see DevOps. I don't see CI/CD. I don't see Agile. I don't see Git. So most of your bullet points don't matter, right? Like these don't count. This doesn't count. And then the ones that I have don't have enough. Like again, I see 6 keywords across 7 bullet points. And you need to have a minimum of 3, a maximum of 6 in a single sentence. So most of this experience is irrelevant. And again, why did you do this? What is a junior enterprise? I don't know. You didn't tell me why. This doesn't have anything I need in it because you already mentioned it above. Yeah, so I need you to rewrite these sentences. A, stop with the bolding. The bolding makes it worse. And B, you need to tell me the non-technical reasons and the actual keywords themselves. Like, we're not keyword hunting, but like you still need the keywords in the bullet points because a keyword is a part of a qualification. So this is why you are struggling to get interviews in your area, is there's just not enough here to move forward. Next resume. This is a resume of kind of 2 things. I don't normally do this, but I don't think it's going to take too long to do it. So this person wants to be either a full-time software engineer or an intern, and they're applying too early for full-time roles. So I'm going to review this as if it was basically 3 months away from graduating and for an intern role. So for a Python software engineer, what do we need? We need Python, SQL, Docker, Cloud, RESTful API, REST APIs, Git, CI/CD, AI. So either agentic, like LangGraph, or alternatively full stack, which is different than the full stack. And then nice to have is Fast API, Flask, and Django. So let's find out if I can find that in 20 seconds, and then I'll show you what an internship looks like. So away we go. Formatting is a little off. Implemented microservice APIs. Okay, using Python, Django, and PostgreSQL AI for authentication, data retrieval, managed information. Why? You need to be more specific, and I don't care about the client. Set up a Kafka messaging queue between to ensure reliability. This doesn't really matter. Handle deployment using Docker and GCP. Continuous availability. That one makes sense, but I need one more keyword there. And use Git, then I need 2 more. And time. So yeah, I just don't see enough to move you forward. I don't really see the full stack or the AI, which Python roles are usually broken down into. It's very rare you're going to get a full-time role in a Python engineer without those 2. And a lot of these are, well, they don't have enough. Remember, you need a minimum of 3 keywords, a maximum of 6. I will say I appreciate how you wrote this. So this one only has 2 keywords. This one only has 1 keyword. But I really appreciate how you wrote this to ensure uptime and continuous availability across regions. That is a non-technical reason. People that are not tech will understand it. That's a good one. So you get a little smiley face right there. I like it. Good job. Oh, I broke the smiley face. All right. Now, what you want to do if you want to be an intern is degree, a basic knowledge of the tech stack, so some of the stuff previously, the ability to work well with others and take direction and criticism. And I don't see that. I don't see that you can take direction and criticism. I don't see that you can work well with others. This one, again, this is a good sentence. I like this. This sentence is good. Good job on this sentence. This one, bad sentence because it's very no, this one also is a good non-technical why. I think it's still a little bit of a hot dog because you had Google Cloud Run, which is not, just say GCP. But I really like your non-technical why here. And then this one is just garbage and can be deleted. But like, if you're applying for internships, I need to see that you can work well with others and take direction and criticism. Most interns have the tech, and you have the tech. Most interns do not put that they can work well with others and take direction and criticism. And that is what you need for an intern, because if you do not have that, they're not going to move forward with you. So that's all I can really do for this resume. Is they did a couple of things right? The first two of the second sentences are pretty solid. And you wrote this one well as well. I need you to focus down on what they actually need and clarify it a little more. But overall, there's some good stuff there. But that is all I can do for this resume. Before we end, I just want to thank my members. They get access to videos a little bit early. And if you want to join, you can join in the link below. But thank you very much for supporting me. I am a small channel, and your support means a lot to me. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. And if you ever need more help, you can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter or right here on YouTube. But that is it for me, and I will see you all in the next video to help you get ahead of your job search. Later.